Guten Tag, everyone. Welcome back to another beer review. Now, this is the first video of the little stream of videos that I'm going to put up for the sort of Oktoberfest season. I didn't plan on doing anything like this, and then all of a sudden it just happened. So I had a look to see when officially the Oktoberfest ends, which is October the 6th. So I decided that from today, which is now, this is Thursday the 25th, 26th of September, that I would whack out a load of Oktoberfest beers, or German beers, Fest beers, things along that sort of line. They're not all going to be Fest beers. Some of them are, but some of them are just German stuff, and we got a mix in there. So they'll be coming up for sort of like the next 12 days, roughly, is it? 12 days, 11 days. So I'm going to whack out reviews, a couple every day. One will be released each sort of day. Yeah, and I just thought I'd mix it up, really. So all the videos I had uploaded already, which I had quite a few that would take me up to the 4th of October, will now come afterwards. So from the 7th, we'll start going back to some normal sort of beers that I've reviewed, if you like. But for now, and the next sort of 11 days, 11, 12 days, I'm going to start whacking out a load of Oktoberfesty themed sort of beers. So this is the first day. I've just got in from work. I haven't got into the mood yet. I did try and look for my app, but I was going to, just whack on my old German app for this one. But I will try and do a couple of videos and maybe get dressed up in the old lederhosen for you and do all that sort of rubbish. But for now, we are going to start. This is All the Beer No Ideas Oktoberfest. So let's get it started. Let's get drinking, and let's start with the first beer. So the first one we've got is from Brauhaus Binkert, and this is a bottle of their Hells. Now I love that bottle, and I'm liking that sort of, that sort of crown there. It's hard to see it really, the light's not great. But I'm liking the bottle, I'm liking the crown. It's 500ml, it's coming in at 4.9%, and all these beers were picked up from Trembling Madness on an online order. And this one coming at £3.65. So I've tried to get not just all Oktoberfest beers as such. I've tried to get Weissens, I've tried to get Dunkels, I've tried to get all sorts in there. So hopefully we've got a mix. German, Austrian, British. So let's get this cracked open. It's nice and chilled, and get it into a glass. Cool, I'm talking a lot. It's been in the fridge. Don't have a Binkert glass, so we're going to go with a nice big Hofmeister tankard. And let's get it cracked open and see what we get. Now, I'm off to an Oktoberfest, not this weekend, but I'm off to the Shrewsbury Oktoberfest the weekend after. And I'm off to one in a local pub who I used to play darts for, the Keys and Martins. So I've got a couple of Oktoberfests, so a couple of all-day sessions, no doubt, coming up. And we're going to be trying to get all these beers done as well. So there may be a couple of reviews from the Oktoberfest, certainly the Shrewsbury one, maybe not the one at the Keys St Martins, but maybe at the Oktoberfest one. And probably, no doubt, a lot of pictures. So beer in a glass, there we go. Very busy in carbonation. I say very busy, it is a nucleated glass, but there is a good stream of bubbles going up there. We got a good 2 finger of compact white head, and this is a lovely clear golden colour, exactly what you sort of expect from a German Hells. So there is a little bit left in the bottle, but we'll leave that so I can swirl this, and we'll dive in with the nose and see what we get. Ooh, that's nice. Malty, slightly sweet, that hoppy note. I mean, typical sort of Hells, really. Cracker-like, I'm going to say. I'm going to say it's more cracker-like rather than sort of bready. Give it another swirl. A nice subtle citrus note. What you're getting from this, subtle, not subtle malt, but it's quite sort of toned down. It's all sort of, it smells nice and balanced. So hopefully it's going to taste like that too. So we'll top this up. You've got to have a nice big head on your beer, and you got to pour a beer like a German, ain't you? So let's dive in. Brauhaus Binkert. Now I'm not sure where they're from. Something I should have maybe looked up, but I've literally got in and decided to whack on with these. Brauhaus Binkert. And their Hell's Lager, 4.9%. Let's dive in. Prost. Ooh, that's nice. That's a little bit different. Oh, but really nice. That is lovely. That is lovely. Let's go in again. Body on this beer, 4.9%. I would say is maybe, it feels a tad lighter than maybe some other German Hell's beers that I've had before. But I actually don't think that's a bad thing, because it gives it a cracking drinkability. It makes it that little bit lighter, but still has that lovely body to it. It's extremely clean and crisp, really refreshing. And that carbonation in there as well is spot on. Absolutely spot on. Sometimes you will get lagers, certainly German ones, that are very sort of toned down on the fizz. And sometimes they can, I wouldn't say they still taste good and they're still really good beers, but they feel a little bit flat. Not flat, but like, you know, it's hard to describe it, but what this one does by having that little bit of extra fizz is really sort of feel the beer out. Certainly gives it a lovely mouthfeel, brings it to life a little bit more. Now on the taste with this one, your first initial mouthful is very much, it sort of doesn't feel like a good German beer in taste. Not horrible, by no means, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it, but you sort of think, well, it doesn't feel as big maybe as some other German ones, because it has a little bit of a toned down feel to start off with on that initial sort of gulp, and then it all starts kicking in, and then any doubts that you may have had in your head thinking, oh, this maybe ain't so good, disappear for me. It's filling me up with a bit of gas, so excuse me when it does come. Pardon me. A lovely sweet maltiness. The sweetness is quite big on it, but it's a natural sweetness, and it feels nice, and it sort of tastes nice. Lemon notes in there, exactly what you'd expect. Malty, slightly sweet. A little lemon note starts kicking in the more your palate adjusts. The hops are there, very subtle, but you do feel them, and it goes into a lovely, like I said, cracker-like on the nose, a lovely bready note. You get the body feels bready as you're drinking it. I mean, it's got massive drinkability. This, you could cane the arse off this. This is one of them that, well, look at that, it's virtually gone. 4.9%. Drink's beautiful. You wouldn't, you know, it's 4.9%. You just wouldn't pass this for anything sort of less than 4.8%. You know what I mean? You get your German standard sort of lagers, they're all around that 4.8, 4.95%. You wouldn't think this was any lower than that. It just feels exactly as you would expect a decent German Helles lager to feel. Initially, the very first mouthful, I thought I was getting a bit more sort of a peppery sort of spiciness or hoppiness, and it had me thinking on the very first mouthful, oh, is this a Pilsner? This feels a lot more like a Pilsner rather than a Helles. That soon sort of wears, as soon as your palate adjusts, it's Helles through and through. But that is massively drinkable. I think there's a little bit of a floral note in there, possibly, but it's a flipping belter. So yeah, for me, Brauhaus Binkert and their Helles, 4.9%, massive thumbs up. And do you know what? It pains me when I drink German lagers, because they just do it right every time, and it puts, quite frankly, our stuff to shame, doesn't it? It really does. But that is a beer well worth getting. A nice, lighter sort of Helles beer, but lacking nothing. It really doesn't. So there's my thoughts on that beer. If you've had this beer before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Like I say, Trembling Madness, £3.65. Hopefully, when I get into the routine of these reviews, or a bit of time to actually organise myself, I may try and get a little bit festive. I might even get me fucking, I've got a load of Oktoberfest stuff. I should actually get that out, shouldn't I? So I will try and do that over the next couple of days. We'll try and get this Oktoberfest themed, this room Oktoberfest themed, and a little bit more fun, shall we? Right, stop talking, Baz. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again soon on another one. Prost.